Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I am Piclet here once again and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Pac-Man World 2 for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2 and Xbox. To be more specifically for those three platforms. I'm pretty sure the PC version here now as well, but I digress. So, last time we have managed to able to fully completed the forms of the forest world and managed to kick Inky's butt, and today for this episode is the fact that we're going to be moving on to the third world in this game, which appears to be none other than the snowy themed world. And to begin with, we have Ice River Run. Pac-Man, it's great to see you. Everything around here has changed since Spooky and the ghosts stole the golden fruit. Ghosts have been seen all around the mountain. Watch out for the Rev-Roll Rams, they are mean. You might want to give them a taste of their own medicine. When they are dazed, but bounce to finish them. Be careful out there, Pac-Man. All of Pac-Land is counting on you. Thank you, sir. So anyways, let's head on to the, as I said before, the first level in this world, which is Ice River Run. So, this level might be pretty tricky for one sortable reason, but I'll get more about it whenever we get onto that specific segment, what I'm talking about here. So yeah, here we now have the forms of those rev-rolling kind of enemies you see right here, and basically you have to rev-roll onto them, and then if they get dazed, then you have to butt bounce them to finish them off. So yeah, that's self-explanatory to able to deal out with these enemies basically though, so even then there's not much else I can say about this for the most part, so... Still gotta say, the actual music in this world is actually pretty amazing, especially how energetic it looks. Even especially noticeable how the fact that why can these actual music like this were able to bring a comeback from the Super Smash Bros. Games like Smash 4, the Wii U and 3DS, or even Smash Ultimate. I mean, come on guys, just bring back some of the classic music from the likes of Pac-Man World 1 or 2, but not so much for 3. But I digress. So anyways, much like the forms of Canyon Chaos as you see, that we actually once again come across into that shrinking power-up right here. So, but even then though, that way we can able to actually fit through that tiny little cave, and then after about a few seconds notice, then we are able to grow back out of it again. Now when you defeat this particular small bear-looking enemy, then we're able to actually access to the Galaxian, Galaxian items. So, again, I must admit that I do apologize with the lack of commentary for the sake of time, just because there's not much else I can talk about apart from the fact that we're pretty much at the halfway point of the game already. So, because of that though, we're actually getting super fast for the most part. So, because of that though, I was quite shocked about that, so... Anyway though, a few things we want to explain about this for the sake of the forms of today. Today it is the forms of the 9th of July, in this case in 2020. So in this case we've only got about, I would say for about 8 days left until the new Paper Mario game will be released on the Nintendo Switch, which is of course Paper Mario the Origami King, which I'm really looking forward to it, even though I still need to get back onto Color Splash and even any other Paper Mario games. Well, I would do the optional content on Super Paper Mario in the future, but if only because of how the fact that since this is still on summer, I really can't play that game that much when it gets like super hot or anything. So because of that though, I will able to actually just get onto the forms of other Paper Mario games throughout, such as like Sticker Star, in this case the worst Paper Mario game ever made, for some fans out there, which I honestly agree, but either way though, that's all I can really say about this, especially for fandoms. They always attempt to adore the Thousand Year Door a lot, even with the original game, that's for sure, because those two games are considered to be the classics in terms of the Paper Mario games has to offer, so... But you know, you get the idea of what I'm talking about right here. So either way though, I really get the horrible feeling that yeah, it looks like it's over because I just got cornered by, you know, any other ghosts, mainly with Clyde most likely. So yeah, that's what happens right there if you somehow lose the actual maze. In addition to able to actually get kicked out of the forms of the actual special maze like, we also managed to able to not only just doesn't give you a ton of score, but also it doesn't allow you to able to give you a Galaxian item. So you have to complete them in order to able to actually get yourselves the Galaxian collectible, and in that way your checkpoints will be saved no matter what. So, but then again though, as I said before, much like in Pac-Man World 1, that I'm probably not going to go for every single mazes of this game, probably because of how the fact that I've never actually 100% the entire thing on my own time. Especially noticeable that compared to Pac-Man World 1, that I found it very simple and easy to get 100%, especially noticeable every time you die, then basically your collectibles will be safe, assuming if you're able to actually activate the checkpoint for your progressioning of the level. But in here though, you really can't afford to lose a life, because otherwise if you lose a life, while you're simply trying to able to collect most of these items, like fruits, pack dots, or anything like that, well, chances are you're gonna have to collect all this stuff all over again. So, yeah, that's what most people always attempt to complain about, that specific stuff. So, okay, so this is the part I was talking about right here. Well, not so much in this area, because first of all, I need to go ahead and deal with these little, jerk-offs right here, so that way we could defeat one of them, and then that way, not only does it give me an extra life, but also another Namco token as well. So, how's that for that? So anyways, this is the part I was talking about right here, why I think this level can be pretty tricky sometimes. That is these parts. You know these little ice snowy platforms that attempt to rise up and down for a little bit, despite the fact that I just keep on getting owned by these little stupid fishies right here. But anyway, it's all about the timing thing and what have you, until you're able to actually start to realize that timing is key here. But that's the whole entire purpose of this level right here. So, anyways, let's grab these two same items again. But yeah, that's all I can really say about it. If you really want to go for 100% on this level, well, good luck for that, because otherwise this level can be really tough to able to 100% on, especially in other levels here and there as well, which it's going to be most likely after this level, and especially noticeable on the third level as well. And heck, don't even get me started on new forms of the fifth world in the game, which we'll get into more on that later. So for the most part, I think we are doing pretty okay for the most part. But it's just the fact of the matter is though, it's the fact that trying to 100% any single stages like these stages right here, it's actually, like, you know, pretty tough to able to actually execute it for. Anyway, let's try this again, and, so basically, if you ever do this, you can basically do this forever if you keep failing, because luckily the extra life does manage to respawn after death. So, but even then, at least I'm glad that was the case. Just like in the forms of how it does it on Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360 / PlayStation 3, or to be more specifically, the HD version of Sonic Unleashed specifically. Because that game does also give you, you know, the actual extra life respawns after death or anything like that. So, at least it's kind of generous with us, I suppose. And also because this game has a lot of emphasis on a lot of checkpoints, as you can tell, after doing like collectible after collectible and all that. And because of that though, it really does help us out, especially noticeable in some tougher parts of the game. So, oh really? Oh, that fish managed to caught me off guard. Oh well, we'll try that again. Thankfully, we got to that checkpoint from the get-go right here, so even then though. Yes, there was a Maxi 10 version of this Let's Play, and let me tell you, you won't be missing a goddamn thing. It's extremely bare bones, and also the quality itself is really bad. And also not to mention that he got himself his first game over, specifically in the stage. I have no idea what that is. I'm pretty sure he doesn't collect at the most insane amount of extra lives as I do. And especially noticeable how the fact that he keeps on, like, heavily borrowed some of the exact same dialogue of lines from Pac-Man 94 back in the forms of the early 2000s or something, or the late 2000s or something, because, well, I say the late 2000s because of how the fact that YouTube was first in existence since in 2005, which I can't even believe has been 15 years old at this point. So, but even then, it does have some changeable updates or anything like that, for better or for worse. But even then though, most people found this a little bit mixed bag in terms of new updates on YouTube or something. Mainly with the forms of, the negative side of things is of course the combo rolls, which did happen during the forms of you know, at the very beginning of this year so far. Which, that will be only the first gripe I have with this year. Well, nothing major though. It's just that, luckily for me, even for our channel specifically, that we at least managed to do not get affected by, copper kind of stuff, although the only video exception is of course Christmas 2011 unboxing video. I have no idea why I've got that to begin with. I'm pretty sure it's more likely because of this is probably the safest video in the entire whole thing or something, but then again, I haven't really looked upon it that much though, but anyway. So now we actually finally managed to go past on this part, and also get ourselves another token, and really? Only 2 oranges? Okay. Seems a little bit fair in terms of the amount of fruit we can get. And another extra life! Oh man, this game is super generous with extra lives. Even just like in Pac-Man world, that basically, although the only exception is of course the lack of bonus games they can able to actually just interact with, mainly with bonus stages as well as the actual slot machines by the end of a level, which I kinda miss those honestly, because those are the only times you were able to actually have the best benefits for able to actually... Oh, there's a checkpoint right there! Oh, we're so close! Plus, there's also a lot of pack dots in there too. But dang. Oh yeah, one thing I should probably mention is that if you dare butt bounce on the ice rig or something like that, you won't able to actually just react to it in time, and plus you won't able to slip for about 2 seconds. So as a result, yeah, don't butt bounce when you're on ice, because as a result, it will not let you go up. So as a result, it will able to only give you an opportunity to go downwards. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So looks like we're doing pretty decently, except the fact that I keep on, you know, missing some of those couple of pack dots. In fact, getting all of the pack dots in this level will have to be the hardest part about the stage. Even especially noticeable with the forms of, well, you have to deal with the forms of the rising platforms from up and down, as you saw there. But anyways, now we got a checkpoint right there, so, hey, at least that usually just does matter to me though, so... I think for the most part we're almost at the end of a level for sure. Well, usually I say that because even then, although I have to admit though right away, that some levels, if you really want to go for 100% or something, even when you have to cope with the dual die situations like I just did, sometimes though it's the fact that, well, you're just gonna have to cope with it. Oh wow, another extra life. Okay, thank you. Alright, so there comes the trickiest part, especially with getting these pack dots can be a nightmare, even by the forms of some segments like these. And just keep on jumping before you're able to make it to that checkpoint, as you saw. So, I guess kudos to that, I suppose. So, I don't suppose there's anything else I can usually talk about this, apart from the fact that, well, usually I can just... Oh, goodness gracious, that was lucky. Apart from the fact that I wasn't able to like to discuss upon anything else where that resides, but honestly, not much else to say. So even then, before we finish off the level, let me just double check what's beyond over there. Of course, it was the last strawberry, of course. And I don't know if this will be worth it, or in this case, we could able to just river-roll from there. Yeah, the best strategy for this is to keep on jumping a lot, and then yeah, you really refuse to able to go for a butt bounce, because butt bounce will not help you for the sake of this stage. Even for the entire world as a result for that matter. So, anyway, we got another token here, so God knows of how many tokens we might as well get by the end of this for the sake of this Let's Play in general. But either way, we'll find out whenever we get on to the ending conclusion of this for sure. So anyways, we got 54 of those Namco tokens, and before we finish the main level right here, we need to once again take care of this big old bear thing here, and I just keep on getting hit for some odd reason. Thankfully, it was actually a little bit of a wider open space compared to the forms of how it does it on that. You know, with the level called Canyon Chaos, we have to deal with one of those bear-looking enemies during the forms of that circular platform right there until you're able to actually just to get yourselves a Galaxian to begin with. So, yeah, something's worth mentioning. Alright, so since I'm missing, what item I was missing? Well, aside from that Galaxian, of course, and also I'm missing a couple of those pack dots, probably because of that, you know, some dangerous areas that you have to go through, so... Anyways, the next level we have is Avalanche Alley. And this is the level where it comes to, like, it's gonna be impossible to able to 100% in this stage. In addition to the third stage of this world, and even especially noticeable with the majority of the fifth world, and possibly during the forms of being the first level on the final world. But then again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, as you see that right there, I accidentally just managed to bypass the strawberry. And yeah, that's what I mean when it comes to likely, if you really want to backtrack or anything like that. So, but even then, that's all I can really doubt it for anyway, so... Anyways, let's grab the token. So even then, I think we've got about 56 so far. Ah, really? I just always keep on getting, like, fall damage as a result. Oh, jeez, man. But yeah, as far as other things worth mentioning for, and yeah, it looks like I just accidentally missed a cherry. Apart from the fact that with the Mexi 10 version of this Let's Play, the only version that he only tackles on is, of course, the GameCube version, because, obviously, because of how the fact, well, despite the fact that he still hasn't got the capture card or anything like that, it just makes everything else in the quality department a lot terrible than our version, because, you know, we still got ourselves a capture card, so that means you can able to see what's going on screen and stuff like that, but I'm just usually trying to tell you guys about that, so... Oh, jeez, that's the second time I keep on getting a fall damage on this level. Oh, jeez, I really need to be very careful around here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and just keep on moving along. And, oh boy, we actually come across into the introduction to those crumbling platforms. When every time you stand on these crumbling platforms, you have to make your precision jump until you're able to actually make your way to the next part of the level, so... is it worth it? Okay, it does worth it, so, okay. Alright, so let's open up these chests here, so that way we can get another token, so that's 59 of these so far, as well as the another extra life here and there. And let's grab an apple. I think that's an apple. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an apple. And, hopefully, we would be able to be a little bit more precise with all these, like, deal with the ice physics, as you saw, and even especially noticeable with anything else for that besides, so... Alright, so here's another token here, so that leads us to 60 of these so far. So naturally speaking, that we're actually doing really, really well, especially noticeable for trying to grabbing those, you know, tokens as far as you know. Even though there might be some level exceptions that we're probably not going to go ahead and collect the certain amount of tokens as far as you already know, but I digress, so... Oh, dang it! I was hoping to get that extra life, but thanks to that little blowy thing right there, it just blew me off. Oh well. At least we got a checkpoint right there, so at least we'd be safe from here. So anyways, I wonder what's in this this enemy here. Oh, another strawberry. Okay. Seems pleasant enough. And just, there we go. Thankfully, we did manage to dodge that little, that blowy thing over there. Oh boy, we actually have to dodge a lot of Avalanche Snowball right here. Get it? Because that's what this level applies to, as the actual name of this level is called. What the heck? Oh, wait. Oh my god, that was close. I was so close that able to not fall into the bottomless pit right there. Oh man, that was so lucky right there. And speaking of such, we got another token here. So we got 61 of these. So, yes, pretty cool. Alright, so this is where we have to rev-roll to this ramp. We need to wait for a bit until that little blowy thing will be done and over with. Oh boy, we have to make it for this point right here, so... I'm pretty sure you can able to also make it for that path over there, but I just want to make things a little bit safer for ourselves, plus trying to collect the most insane amount of collectibles as we could. So, but either way though, we can at least able to expecting for this much. Alright, so let's go ahead and just hop on here, and hopefully we should be able to get even more pack dots, as you saw. So, but either way though, let's just, you know, jump over to this guy here, and, oh wait. Oh, thank god. I did manage to able to stun him with the actual different camera view. That's actually pretty cool though, especially how the fact that I wasn't expecting if I were able to fail for that part, but hey, kudos to that. Alright, so I wonder what's over there though. Well, aside from the forms of that exact same enemy over there, so we could at least try to defeat one of them. And yeah, let's just deal with this. Oh, excuse me? Yeah, anyway, let's just go ahead and just butt bounce on its head and get another apple. And just keep on using these bounce pads before we continue. And we go to the checkpoint. So in this case, we have to deal with the next Avalanche segment. Which even then, though, that might be some... Oh, we got another extra life. I think I've got about 27 extra lives so far, which again, this game is super generous when it comes to giving us extra lives. But then again, if you really want to give yourselves the whole bounty of extra lives, be sure to able to find that hidden area in Butte Pain, as I shown you guys the journey forms of in the last video. And because of that though, you should probably able to actually max out your lives counter straight away. So even then though, I definitely recommend you do that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and continue. And grab another apple as you saw. And just grab another strawberry for the sake of time. Although I would love to able to grab that strawberry as you saw, but unfortunately, due to my depth perception, has actually gone a bit all over the place. Like, a little bit all over the place right here. But oh well, no big deal. Alright, so here we go on to this. I think this is specifically, this is the last part of the level where basically we have to like deal with the final avalanche section right here. So even then though, I think for the most part I actually did this world pretty good as enough as it is. Even though, except the fact that trying to 100% these kinds of levels like this can get pretty tough. Especially noticeable if you really want to get those remaining tokens, as you probably already know. So, but either way though, that's all I can really think about it for the sake of time. But anyway, so let's grab the melon here, and okay, so there's only 4 melons on this level. So, I'm guessing I have to make it a little bit obvious for that point. I really don't know if this stage will able to contain a Galaxian for the most part. But either way though, we'll find it out whenever we finish off this stage. So, alright, so let's go ahead and just get our another health back. So at least we got that. And oh boy, this one gets a little bit tricky, especially you really if you have a first time playing this level though, while the actual ice physics has been going on, well, you just have to be very careful, because otherwise if you dare slip off, then you have to restart that particular whole entire thing itself all over again. But since we did manage to come across into those packed dot lines, this means we finished the level in the process. So yeah, pretty cool. And fundamentally speaking, I think I've actually got about 30 extra lives so far. Even though there might be a few times until whenever we get onto the next set of levels that I might able to come across into a lot of trial and error sometimes. But either way though, let's just see what happens here. So we're missing 4 cherries and 3 strawberries and 1 apple. And yeah, there was a galaxy on this level. So even then, oh well, we're just gonna have to leave it, I suppose. Alright, so the next level we have is Blade Mountain. This is easily one of my favorite levels of this game, because not only does you able to actually just, well, as you see on screen, that Pac-Man managed to get himself the actual ice skating equipment, but also the music itself is super intense. Like, even then though, you'll see why whenever we dive right in. So, although aside from getting the 100% on this level can get pretty obnoxiously difficult, but let's just see. Alright, so... oh jeez, we missed the first cherry from the get-go. Oh man. Luckily we can able to actually get ourselves even more extra lives from here. Before I've played the GameCube version back in 2011, that I seemed to do not know the game at first, but then it wasn't until when I picked up the PlayStation 2 version, which is probably the most definitive way playing the game, even though some people seem to say the GameCube version is more superior due to its controller and everything. I don't know, something about the GameCube version does felt, I don't know, a little bit glitchy in some parts, mainly with the glitched up loading times with the Pac-Man's precision stuff, and compared to the PS2 version, which, really? There's only 1 orange in this stage? Gee, no wonder why it doesn't give us that much opportunities to grab, you know, a lot of oranges or anything like that, but still. And this is where we're able to come across into our moments where we have to utilize the kick ability until we're able to get ourselves more collectibles due to the forms of some crates are actually above in the skies. And as a result, if you time your jump correctly while you're able to deal with the ramp and stuff, well, luckily for you, you can able to actually just, well, simply just put up yourself with the kick button. And then if you've done so already, then you would able to actually get some freebie rewards, such as, of course, the actual tokens, and especially fruit, more importantly, and that's pretty much about it. So even then, there's not much else I can usually just, talk about this for the sake of time. So either way though, let's just go from here and grab another apple right here. And just hopefully make our leaps of faith for the sake of clarity. And we've got about 65 of those tokens so far. And let's just jump and, oh, jump again. And, well, there's only 1 melon? Oh, okay, that seems interesting. But, if you ever get yourselves just only 1 melon, for the sake of the forms of this particular stage, as you saw, that it will be pretty helpful if we manage to get actually access to the Galaxian. Thankfully, the Galaxian was actually at the end of the level, but the only toughest part about this is the fact that we need to dodge a lot of this entire ordeal, as you saw. Like, for instance, we need to dodge a lot of those narrow paths along with the forms of the ice chilly water and stuff like that. But then if you've done so already, then you would be able to just, well, hopefully try to able to actually just to be safe. And also give us a lot of extra lives even now too, but that's besides the point. And this is the moment where we have to like jump at the right moment, and then if you jump at the right time, then you would be safe from here. I remember back in 2012, despite the fact it was no longer there, apparently though, when Mickey Mouse did already done this Let's Play back in 2012, despite the fact that it was no longer in our channel at this point, probably due to, as I said before, the quality itself was really bad during in 2012 because we still haven't got the capture card to begin with, but it wasn't until in 2013 and 15 and onwards that we still managed able to utilize our capture card and stuff. So, but either way, Mickey got screwed over by the end of that last jump ramp, which as a result, you're able to actually, the game will force Mickey to able to start all over again. Also, that's specifically where the checkpoint is. So, yeah, something's worth mentioning, and luckily for me, I'm actually able to make this onto the first attempt. And speaking of the first attempt, I simply managed to make your way to the actual entire level within the first attempt, which is very lucky considering, without any sort of deaths or anything. So even then, that seems pretty cool. But then again though, if you really want to 100% everything in this game, well, best of luck really, because you only have to do this like 1 attempt or something. So, excuse me. So yeah, as a result, this is what the actual 100% completion in terms of this game can get pretty tricky at times. So anyways, let's grab these remaining of those pack dots, and what's cool about this is the fact that we can able to, well, skate along in the actual maze, which is pretty cool because we're still on the snowy environment as you saw, and despite the fact that I just got cornered by both Flight and Pinky right here, but luckily we can able to use those little teleportations, so that way we can able to actually instantly bypass all sorts of ghosts, as you saw. So there we go, that pretty much takes care of it from here. But yeah, I think this is the only maze I've only seemed to manage to complete during the forms of the entire world like this, along with the forms of, well, the forest world. Well, sort of like the forest world. Oh, please, camera, don't do this to me. Please don't ever do this to me. Don't make me fall off. Okay, thank you. Because I was a little bit worried at first, because if the camera sometimes managed to fluctuate the hell out of me, if I was gonna able to go straight forward, and then if they make me fall off and just lose a life, then I'll be like, I'm gonna blame on you, camera controls right there. Even especially noticeable likely, I would say it's like a manual or something? I don't know. It has been a really long time since I actually played this though, you know. But sadly we didn't get 100% specifically though, probably because I'm missing quite a lot of pack dots and a couple of fruits in general, so, oh well, no big deal. So now let's move on to the next boss fight, which appears to be Pinky's Revenge. And if I recall correctly, the actual boss fight, it plays out pretty similar to the likes of well, Inky's Blade-O-Manic, or even in this case, pretty much exactly the same boss fight as in Inky's Blade-O-Manic, except the fact that the biggest difference this time around, it takes place in a snowy themed world, and also, and I apologize for that particular capture card glitches and stuff like that, which I must admit though I do apologize. And another thing is worth noting for is the fact that she now starts to be shooting those snowballs at you. So yeah, as a result, everything else is pretty much exactly the same. You still need to roll right at her, and that's about it. So even then though, when it gets to the point until likely on the fourth world of the game, which is specifically, well, I'm not going to explain things too much until likely specifically on next Tuesday. Because as far as you guys should already know, unlike in Pac-Man World Let's Play, I got frozen. Anyway, unlike in Pac-Man World 1 Let's Play, that usually definitely always able to delay certain parts of the actual Let's Play itself. Thankfully for Pac-Man World 2, we don't get that much delays, I don't think, because as a result, I simply am able to actually manage to completely done with certain worlds in between each video so far, which is pretty good though, especially noticeable, despite it might be a little bit too lengthy at points. But regardless of such though, I don't really care, because as a result, I'm still a YouTube partnership, or we are the partnership as a result, and let's deal with her for the final, oh wait, there's actually one last hit. I don't know which specific ramp I need to go to. Hold on, let me just, let's do it from here. Oh wait, no, it looks like she's gonna able to do that attack. Ah, dang it. Why is it always like a ginormous hitbox right there? Anyways. Oh yeah! We did manage to defeat her by simply able to slightly tilt the analog stick or the directional pad depending on what movements you want to go for. So, anyways, now we actually received the third golden fruit, which appears to be the golden apple. So yeah, that seems pretty delicious. I'm a huge fan of the apple fruit, mainly with the red ones most likely, so, because it's all juicy and everything. So, I guess for the most part, we should probably end things off here. So join me next time on Let's Play Pac-Man World 2. It's the fact that we're going to be hit on to the lava-themed world. I'm guessing it makes it a little bit more traditional for theme worlds like this. So yeah, see you guys until on Tuesday. Later, fellas.